Hello. All right, we are in this thing. If you're coming from Parkland Media's YouTube channel, thank you for being patient. Hopefully everybody got redirected okay.
It's showtime.
Yes, it is. Make sure to like, share, subscribe. My name is Spade Parkland. Welcome to Spade Parkland TV. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, please subscribe, thumb up the video, share everywhere, including your YouTube community tab, comment in the comment section, please, and thank you.
If you haven't had a chance to do so, go ahead and smash that like button. Thank you very much. Don't forget to like, sub, and share. Thank you.
Yes, please, and thank you. And we have the number one supporter, number one sponsor in the house, Amanda Kenny. Welcome. All right, so season 4, episode 7, best laid plans. Can you believe that there's actually people who right now, they go to different comment sections complaining, I don't like From. And it's like, well, wait a minute. If you don't like it, then why are you here? Why are you here, Goofy? Why are you here? Just wasting your own time. Yeah. I'm like, look, Muffin. Look, Muffin, if you don't like From at this point, why are you here? Why are you here? And you probably are here to complain, to get some type of attention or something. No. Leave the Fromily alone. We have been waiting almost really a year and a half for season 4, and now you're thinking up the joint. All right. So I thought I wanted to say something about that because I saw some stuff in my comment section, stuff on Facebook, people complaining, even going to From's Instagram, people complaining. And I'm like, look, it's time for you to get a life. Get a life.
Slayer.
Right. Man, this is no trolls. Exactly. I mean, at this point, you're talking about season 4, season 5 was a go before season 4 premiered. We are in this thing. So if people are like, I don't like it, at this point, the problem is not the show. The problem is you. All right.
Uh-oh, stinky.
Yes. And so so there is a Fromily Discord. Here is a invite to it. There's a lot of motion in there. So here's the Discord link pinned to the chat, or will be pinned to the chat. All right, pinned to the chat. Yeah. Join the Discord and keep the conversation going. A lot of posting going on there. So yeah, we're here for season 4, episode 7. To me, I had a fun time watching it. I don't know about everybody else. Did you all have a fun time watching it? Did you all have a fun time, watching Sophia kind of squirm a little bit, and then seeing the milkman? He had his jokes. Kenny, life was saved by Fatima. That's a new value add as far as an ability. A lot of great stuff. Right. Another great episode. So Michael Sullivan says the Discord has chats for days. Literally a chat for every day. Yeah. So Michelle welcome, says loved it. Red Star 24 welcome. Red Star says now I need Jasper to act like the Muppets that complain. Oh man. Yeah. Need Jasper to do his thing. So Jessica says the dummy Jasper don't like from, but other over here posting in the comments, is that how I'd use this Jasper thing? Yeah, exactly. Just weird energy. Very weird energy. What's going on, Dave Mills? Welcome. Raw7388, welcome. Red Star, we made it. Yeah, so House of Mystic says the dummy keeps screaming at you. Yeah. The dummy is, right now the dummies are people who are kind of like, I hate this show. I hate that I watch it. Yeah, Nicole, welcome. Nookman was hilarious. Yeah. Nookman was hilarious. B. Brock VA, welcome. All right. So just kind of going through this episode, man, it was a lot to go on. Okay, so we got the door, Colony House door, and yeah, it's locked. More than likely, in my opinion, I think there's a bracket bar behind it, and maybe a wooden beam across the brackets to keep it from being opened. So Jay didn't anticipate that. So that's, to me, it's a red flag. If in Jade's vision in the mushroom trip, the door was able to be just pushed open, but now there's resistance, possibly a red flag, possibly a bad sign. All right, so Boyd is talking to Kenny, asking where Henry is. Henry's out getting drunk, sir. He's out getting drunk. All right, and so they finally do get Henry. Henry is like antagonistic. I personally think that Sophia putting the blood in Henry's drink didn't make Henry act like this. I think this is Henry's normal form. Being the drunk, being angry, being antagonistic. This is his normal form. The blood was just to maybe give Henry hallucinations of stuff that we saw in the episode. So Tabitha had to give them the talk. The talk is like, look, I have been here before and I'm reincarnated. Julie was like, ain't no way. Julie didn't believe it. Yeah, believe it, kid. Believe it. Now, I personally don't see why Julie would be in denial. I mean, she is story walking, time traveling, whatever you want to call it, star walking. So if Julie's doing that, why would she not believe that her mom could be reincarnated? And so this is Julie in her hair. You know what? Because of how Julie was acting in this episode, she deserved the memes of people saying that she had the bad wig. So big wig Julie, bad wig Julie earned her name because of how she was acting this episode.
Uh-oh, stinky.
Yeah, she's on the side of the house using Mary Jane. Like, for what? For what? I will admit it is a little bit disheartening to see characters progress forward and then go backwards, because this is kind of how Julie was acting during season 1, just all moody and stuff, using the, well, also season 3 using the Mary Jane, but it's almost like Julie's reverted back, same way Tabitha reverted back to the beginning of the season. I don't know. All right, so Henry's like, you mean to tell me Tabitha was Miranda? Why can't Henry believe that? He's seeing monsters in the township. You can't leave. Henry is just a mess. Henry's just a mess. But I mean, I guess because here's the only thing I could do in defense of Henry. It could be that because he is advanced age, he has a hard time accepting new things. I could see if that is the idea as to why Henry is having a hard time believing that Miranda was reincarnated into Tabitha, is that he basically is an old dog you can't teach new tricks to. Which, if that's the thought process, I wouldn't like that, because I'm like, that kind of takes away from stuff. But if you say, well, no, it's because of Sophia's blood that he's acting like that, okay, cool. But I don't think it's because of Sophia's blood. I think it's because this is Henry, and you can't teach an old dog new tricks.
Unfrickin' believable.
Right, Mita says, Henry going into someone's house, that's crazy, yeah. Mita says, probably Barbie's hair for Julie. Yeah, it probably is. So B Brock says Henry is 74. Yeah. So Mike says to Henry, sobriety is a new trick. Wow. Wow. Yeah. So Red Star says, I would give Henry some grace, specifically for this situation, that he doesn't want Tabitha to be Miranda. He doesn't understand magic and has been in from a short time. Julie, on the other hand, yeah, Julie does not get a pass because she has time traveled. Henry, on the other hand, the only time traveling that Henry does is when he drinks too much and blacks out and wakes up and he's lost time. That's the only time that Henry can say, I've time traveled too. So Mita says sobriety is his arc. It could be. Yeah, so Henry has a hard time. He's tripping out. And even Victor was like, he don't want to hear it. So I could understand Victor lost his mom. Henry has lost his wife. Both of them believing that not only did she die, but she was reincarnated. It might be hurtful to hear that your mom is here, but not your mom. So I could understand. I think we can all give Henry grace, and Victor has a lot of emotional maturity because he's been there his whole life, basically. And again, like I said on Parkland Media YouTube channel, that I believe that the reason why Victor was quote unquote lucky and was not touched and spared is because the evil side has Eloise, and they're telling Eloise, if you comply, Victor does not die. Oh, it rhymed. Eloise, if you comply, Victor will not die.
Unfrickin' believable.
So I could understand that's the reason why Victor was able to survive for decades. Didn't see the man in yellow. Probably didn't see the monsters because they did not want to touch Victor because they have Eloise. They were developing Eloise's ability, grooming her, and Eloise probably could see Victor using her ability. So it's kind of like, as long as you listen to us, Victor will be fine.
Don't forget to like, sub, and share. Thank you.
Yes, please do it.
If you haven't had a chance to do so, go ahead and smash that like button. Thank you very much.
Even if you thumb the video down, do something. Even if you put hate comments in the comment section, do something.
And that's you.
Yeah, so if you're like, I'm watching from the clouds, I hate everything, I don't want to comment, I don't want to be known for being over here, that's fine. Just at least thumb it down. At least thumb it down.
And that's you.
Yeah. So thumb it down, do something. That's all I ask. That is all I ask. All right. So yeah, Victor's like, please stop saying that, please stop talking. But Victor is determined to find out information about the Man in Yellow to help people out. And see, Tabitha's got to stop talking crazy to Victor, because Victor probably only is helping out because he likes Ethan, you, and Julie. So if Victor starts feeling like he's lost everybody again, Victor may somewhat collapse within himself and not want to talk and help people. And just like Fatima, Victor is a very valuable piece on the chessboard. So Tabitha needs to watch her mouth. And her back. Remember when Tabitha was in the barn telling Jade, it should have been you, it should have been you. No, Tabitha, it should have been you. Because right now, when you think about it, what has Tabitha done for us lately? What has Tabitha done for us lately? You could say, well, maybe she stabbed the dolls and saved Roger. Did she really save Roger, though? After seeing episode 7, did she really save Roger? And when you think about it, they had been making multiple trips to the settlement, getting wild vegetables. Then you show up and hear the dolls. So do we really need you on the show? Yeah, what has Tabitha done for us lately? So when people hate on From, why don't they just, say mean things about Tabitha? I mean, do we really need her? I don't know. To me, it seems like all we need is Jade. And maybe that's the reason why Jade always gets taken out by the humans in town and Tabitha gets thrown to the monsters. Like, we got it. One of y'all got to go to the monsters. Let's just make it Tabitha.
Wow.
All right. So Red Star says, I can't even imagine seeing your mom parent other children, Ethan and Julie, while you had to grow up in Fromville alone. Yeah. 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 Basically, Victor is like, imagine your parent like leaves or divorces your let's say your father, and then you go with your mom and something happens to your mom and now you're raised by the step parent, and the step parent has their own kids and you're kind of like the outsider. You're there, but you're an outsider like Cinderella. That, to me, that's kind of like how it would feel to be Victor right now, because he's a victim, and in a way, he's constantly being re-traumatized and re-victimized. All right. So, Bhakta asks the question. I know a lot of you all were like, no! Yeah! I'm so glad Bhakta asked the question. Are all of us reincarnated? Let's just let Bhakta have her moment.
If you and Tabitha were here before, does that mean were we all here before?
Oh, so there are people who have come up with theories that everybody in town is reincarnated. I've been saying for the longest, how do y'all come to that conclusion? How can everybody be in town reincarnated when only 2 people were with the original townspeople and only 2 people are seeing the ghoulish children. People are like, no. Everyone's reincarnated. Everybody, this is about Buddhism. I'm like, but how did you come to that conclusion? Because I want to get on the train with you. And I'm like, if it doesn't make dollars, it doesn't make sense. And guess what? Guess what happened? People got busted out. Let's hear what Jade's answer is.
No. I don't think so. Then what the fuck are we all doing here?
You were basically brought here by chance. Except for the people on the bus. The people on the bus doesn't really make any sense because Elgin has a connection to the township and Marielle is the fiance to Christy. So the bus doesn't really make sense. And then plus you also have Brian and a Kelly that came on the bus and Boyd served with a Brian and Kelly. I think, you know what? I think the writers, the creator, John Griffin, they just waved the magic supernatural hands and you're here just to be here. You're here just to be here. There's no purpose. Right. Michael Sullivan says collateral. Exactly. Mita says boy in white is too old to be wearing those. What? Mita, you know what? Mita, how do we get here? How do we get here? You know what? Mita, I hate to be the one to say it, but we gotta put you in timeout because what you just, I mean, what are you doing? Mita, what are you doing? The boy, like, out of everything that could be talked about, the boy in white's attire. Don't we understand that he is becoming the man in white and he can't just go shopping? Wow, Mita. So we got a Mita is Martin moment. Wow. Insanity. We haven't even been here 30 minutes and already the shenanigans. The
more you fuck around, the more you're gonna find out.
Yeah, shenanigans. Let me read this comment. What? How do we get here? And then Mita's not even acting. It's different if she was having a conversation with someone and it said at like Amanda, at Red Star, at Michael Sullivan, at Ross 7388, and said, you know, boy in white is too old to be wearing those shorts. It's awkward now. No, Mita is talking to the air. Mita is talking to the air. Just thinking out loud.
Unfrickin' believable.
Wow. Well, we had our Mita is Martin moment. We got it out the way, y'all. All right, we got it out the way. All right, back to people not being reincarnated. Yeah, I know people were like, even though I've heard them say it on the show, I refuse to believe it. That's like there's people right now who are like, okay, even though Tabitha told Jim that she was Miranda and Jade was Christopher, I still believe that Tabitha was Christopher, Jade was Miranda. I don't care. I still believe. And I'm like, okay.
You suck.
Okay, you know what? I think it's just one of those things where some stuff is just going to be slop. Some stuff is just going to be slop.
After seeing all the slop out there online about it and just people having...
Oh! Yeah. See, Red Star 24, I still believe, see? I still believe. I still believe.
Fail.
Yeah. Oh, Mike, that was your theory as well. Everybody reincarnated. Uh oh. Everybody was reincarnated until they were not. So Red Star 24 says, I still believe with the music notes. Wow. So Michelle says Beta is right. Wow, Michelle, you failing right along with Mita. You are failing right along with her.
What the heck?
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that. I mean, someone's got to fail for everybody else to succeed.
Fail.
So when you think about it, when you see a race or something on TV, like a relay race or whatever, someone's got to be first place. Someone's going to be first place, but you can't have a first place without having a second on out. So someone's got to be first, and someone has to be the worst. So it is what it is. All right. So yeah, everyone is not reincarnated. Only I and Tabitha are special. Jay didn't say it with his whole chest, but that was very loud in the room because people who thought that it was about Buddhism, esotericism, as far as reincarnation, asking for forgiveness. No, these are just human trafficking victims. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's all. That's it. That's it. That's it. And so during the scene, look at her. You know what? I'm ready for them to get rid of this Sophia situation because anyway, you see that right there? I want y'all to pay attention to, as Boyd is talking about going into the tunnels, look at Sophia taking this big gulp. Sophia's like, uh-oh, eyes in trouble. Pay attention to the neck. Eyes in trouble.
And you think this place is scared of us digging up the bones of these children?
It was a blink and you miss it moment. So Sophia is taking the big gulp when they're talking about digging up the bones of the children going into the tunnels. Here comes Henry. Just a Debbie Downer. Or I guess in Henry's case, a Darren Downer. Nothing but lies.
What you're doing, it isn't right.
Henry, they're trying to go home. What do you mean it's not right? They're trying to go home. What is this? Yeah. I mean, we made jokes about you being Old Yeller, and then you come in and be Old Yeller. This is just sit down somewhere. Go take a nap, Henry. The rest of us are trying to go home. Go take a nap. Just go take a nap. Go to sleep. Go to sleep. So Henry, he's like, Miranda's not reincarnated. Okay, you drunk. Go to bed. Jade is just, he can't believe it. All right, Julie has regressed. She's on the side of the house. On the side of the house, using Mary Jane, feeling sorry for herself. For all we know, Julie may be going through depression because the whole story walking thing hasn't worked out the way she wanted it to. But you would have been able to possibly have more success if you would have shared your ability with everyone else. Just because you and Randall are no longer Mario and Luigi doesn't mean you can't get another Luigi.
Yikes.
Yeah, Julie goes through one little breakup and she's ready to be on the side of the house, feeling sorry for herself. I mean, they roasting your wig and this is the best you can do. This is the best you can do and they're roasting your wig. Wow. So that's what Julie plans to do. Julie plans to, and I was going back and forth with somebody in the comments section, true story, and somehow I mentioned that using Mary Jane, it's not really a good thing because most of the people who use it, they're dealing with anxiety, and instead of dealing with the anxiety and overcoming it, they're kind of like hiding the effects of it. That's what Julie's doing. Julie is hiding, figuratively and literally, on the side of the house using Mary Jane, and she's going to just blaze away her problem. That's the wrong answer. That's the wrong answer. You don't know me. You don't know my situation. Yes, we do. We see you every day. Well, every Sunday.
This place doesn't give us real.
How does not give us real? How does this place not give you real? This is real. This is real.
You suck.
Yeah, this is real, Julie. This place doesn't give us real. And she walks off into the sunset. You know, what's not real is how this moving trailer still stays looking the same. And I doubt that anybody's cleaning it. That's what is not real. Look at Tabitha. Tabitha's looking like she's losing her wits end. I don't blame you. I don't blame you. So Boyd.
How long we need to dig, and then.
Oh, Boyd's planning. He's planning for going into the cave system. I think it's good what they did at the end as far as testing out the totem, because now they know what doesn't work. And once Fatima tells them about her connection with Smiley, that is basically the ace in the hole. So Boyd wants to have a plan. They're game planning. So Boyd comes out here talking to Acosta. I mean, Fatima is a game changer. Victor has information once it's pulled out of him. The only person that, in my opinion, has the skills to uncover Sophia is Acosta, because at the academy, she was at least taught different things as far as investigative skills. It's just that Acosta is doesn't have emotional maturity and she's mentally weak. But besides those two things, she should have the skills deep down to be able to figure out, what if the man in yellow is walking amongst us? We just don't know it. And then she can start interviewing everybody, asking them questions, and eventually it'll come out, in my opinion. Yep. And so this right here is one of the funniest parts. Oh, just a regular viewfinder, nothing to see here. Oh, okay, USA. Okay. Statue of Liberty, New York. Okay. Oh! So maybe this was the township messing with him. This could be the same thing as far as the township. I thought it was the kimono woman. It could be the township taunting Boyd that you lost your wife. That may be the reason why his ring was dropped on the steps of Colony House and why we see this picture of Boyd right here, because it could be the township taunting him. Or it could be foreshadowing that maybe the kimono woman will offer him to possibly bring his wife back. Or it could be just taunting him, telling him, like, look, this is what you've lost while being here, not working with us. If you work with us, you will not lose more than what you lost. I don't know, but I think this could be the township taunting Boyd. I thought this was funny to see this. So for a moment, I thought this was Boyd's real wife in real life. But it looks kind of like a younger version of Abby. Is that Boyd's real wife, y'all? Is that Boyd's real wife? Or is that, to me, that looks like Abby, but like a younger version. But it could be Boyd's wife in real life. I don't know if he has her on his Instagram. That might be his actual wedding. No Abby. So Mel Ryan, when you say no Abby, you think that's actually Abby, but just de-aged? Because to me, it looks like Abby. But that could be Harold's actual wedding picture in real life. Right. It definitely looks like, Harold when he was younger. So Mike says he believes that's Lisa Ryder. His real wife is either Asian or Filipino. Oh, let me go look. Because to me, it looks like Abby. Let's see. Because on his Instagram, it's he's got his daughter on there, and then he's got the Sable that he invested in. Okay. So this is the family photo right here. And I know for a fact that his daughter is in the photo. She's an actress. So that might be his real life wedding pictures. Because in a way, it does look like Abby, but it also could be the wife in real life. Because, I think it's Abby. I think it's the actress who plays Abby. Because she looks different than... But I don't know. Maybe... What do y'all think? What do y'all think? Matter of fact, let me... Yeah, so Amanda says similar. I think it's Abby, but it could be the actual wedding pictures in the past. So House of Mystics, I must have been looking at a movie wife. It happens. Okay, Mel Ryan says it really is Abby. Okay, it's Abby. Boyd has something to do with this town. Well, I mean, we know it's meant to be Abby as far as the character, but I'm really asking, do you all think that perhaps they used Harold's actual wedding photo in the shot and that the actual person in the photo could be his real wife? Yeah, so Mike says Mike says it looks like a young Lisa Ryder. Yeah. Okay, so we'll put it to rest. It's not Harold's actual wedding photo that they use, because sometimes actors will do that. They'll use the actual photos and sneak it in as like an Easter egg. So yeah, similar though. I mean, yeah, similar, definitely. All right, so the town is taunting Boyd. Boyd is looking like WTF. Yeah, the town is playing dirty. The town is playing dirty. Playing with your emotions. And Christy's talking to Boyd about his health. Boyd talking to Donna.
An extra talisman on it just to be safe.
Yeah, Donna's a little bit upset that she was talking to her people about that Boyd was talking to her people about going into the caves, and they're already scared. And then guess what happens at the end of the episode? They're even more scared because the talisman stone did not work with Roger. So I believe Sophia did that to not only punish people for trying to plan to go into the tunnels, but to also make them more fearful than they are now. Because imagine you think you're safe with the talisman stone and anything can bust up in there. That's not a really good feeling to have, that you're not safe anywhere. It's almost as if they're living in the days before the talisman stone. Maybe even worse, because before the talisman stone, everyone was thinking, okay, it's daytime, I'm safe. But what if stuff starts happening in the daytime where you're just in a constant state of fear, a constant state of threat, and then, you know, people are going to start doing harmful things. So Roger came at nighttime. I think the next thing's going to happen during the day. Donna's still on a bed rest. This is where Marielle, she's like, you know what? We got to help them in the caves. We got to help them get those children's bones because the end is nigh. The end is coming.
Just believe that death was a transition to another place we couldn't see from here. I remember how much comfort that brought me when she passed away.
No, there is no transition. You're stuck here. And that's why Marielle is thinking that it's time to help out with this plan. There is no transition. There is no other. There is no, you just stuck here. Yep, and that's what Marielle comes to the conclusion of by looking at Roger. Boyd's communicating the plan to Ellis about stabbing those things with a totem to see what happens. So let me get this straight. You all, well, I guess they don't really have a system for moving vehicles. Because Victor was the one, I guess, to move the vehicles. But yeah, they're just going to leave the vehicle in the side of the sheriff's station. Just leave the vehicle there. But I guess because it rammed the wall away, it would make sense to leave the vehicle there because now it's a part of the new wall. Okay, I get it. I get it. Uh-oh. So Amanda says Face should have logged on. You talking about Face You Dig? That is true. Maybe Face You Dig is busy with the NBA Finals. So the NBA Finals are on tonight. They're playing in New York. It's Game 3. New York, the Knicks are up 2-0 above OKC. Face You Dig might be like, look, I like from like the next person, but the Knicks. The Knicks are more important. Right now, the Knicks are currently playing in the first quarter. It's 24-13. San Antonio's up for those who are interested in that. So that might be what Face Your Dig is doing. Maybe what a lot of people are doing. Yeah, so Tyshawn Rock says, let's go Spurs. Yeah. I almost decided to push this to tomorrow and watch the game, but I'm like, I'm not really into the NBA like that. And plus, if I was going to be into the NBA, I'm a Lakers fan. So I have friends who are in New York. They live in Queens and Manhattan. And they're like, this is it. Like, they've been waiting all their lives for the Knicks to go to the finals and win. So, okay, so Amanda's saying that Face Your Dig is on the Discord. Oh, okay. So Nick Pillows, I think Roger was able to bust in there because he technically was still a human. I could see that. Yep, Henry's gonna just bust in there. Well, not really bust in there, but just go in there. And this is when he has I think he has an alternate timeline experience after seeing the picture of Eloise, Victor, and Mom. And this is them in the township. And this is probably Eloise drawing this. And the reason why I say that is because most of the time kids will draw themselves first. And, we read and write left to right. So you start off here and then you go over here reading and writing left to right. Or I could be completely wrong. But I imagine, and then also based off the way this looks, as far as the drawing style, this is similar to what was in the trunk of Christopher's car of stuff drawn by Eloise. And look at the bad spelling. So yeah, probably was Eloise who made this. Yep. All right, what are we looking for? What are we looking for? Yep, a goose egg in the back of the vehicle that the man in yellow came in. They're looking around, and Victor hits a jackpot. Oh! So now Victor's found the teeth, and he's going to go report to Boyd. He showed Tabitha and Ethan they don't have the stomach to look at teeth. I thought that was kind of odd. I mean, it's just my opinion. But I mean, you're looking at human teeth. I mean, how can teeth really be frightening? Unless you don't go to the dentist? I mean, I don't know. Yeah, Mike says Ethan looks so done with stuff lately. Yeah, he does. But I mean, I think Victor didn't see a big deal with it because, I mean, he's just showing y'all teeth. He's just showing y'all teeth, but Tabitha scolds him. What's wrong with you? And Ethan's going off to the sunset. Now, I think the whole Lake of Tears is over. So you all thinking, Lake of Tears is underground. Lake of Tears is over here, over there. I think the Lake of Tears was the settlement. And now that we're done with the settlement and the dolls, no more Lake of Tears, no more Ethan for the rest of the season. I don't know. I think that story should have breathed a little bit more, but I think that's all we get for the Lake of Tears. That's all we get. So Amanda says teeth are fine. The person who pulled the teeth is who you should be worried about. Yeah. That's who you should be fearing, is the person who is the dentist who took all these teeth. When you think about it, okay, when people get a tooth pulled, You can ask to take a tooth with you. If not, it's probably going to go in the same pouch that the man in yellow has. Yeah. So your dentist probably has a bag of teeth as trophies too. So what's the big deal? Samita says bag gotta be human. You think the bag is made from human skin? Now that would be wicked. That would be wicked if it's made from human skin. I don't see it though. I mean, okay, this is Miranda in the vehicle driving into town. I guess both kids are in the back seat. Yeah, Miranda looks like a hippie. Matter of fact, let me take a screenshot of this. I might need this picture for a theory video. You never know. Or a thumbnail or something. I don't know. I guess it could be. It looks like a leather bag to me. I don't know. I don't know. So Mita said that's a shame we didn't see the kids. The kids could have been in the back seat. They could have been asleep. Oh, okay, so Red Star says Facia Dig showed screenshots of the different cars of Miranda. Okay. The cars are different. You mean the one that so the vehicle that the man in yellow came in is a different vehicle, yeah, but you're talking about the vehicle that Miranda is in? Oh, a human bag? Oh, wow. So House of Mystic says disco hippie Miranda testing that LSD. Yeah. So Miranda's car is different in Tabitha's flashbacks. You mean the one that we just saw? Because I think the only time that we've seen possibly Miranda's vehicle is when Victor was sitting on top of it. So, okay, so the one face you dig posted, that's the inside of Miranda's car, which we just saw. Oh, okay. So when Tabitha looked on the inside of the vehicle, it's different handles. So let's see. Okay, now I got you. So we're basing it based off the inside of the vehicle. Okay, so it does appear to be the same vehicle. Okay. So let me screenshot that. You know what? I mean, unless it's a timeline thing, it may be a continuity issue. Yeah, that's a good catch by. That's a good catch by. Was it Red Star? Not Red Star. Yeah, that's a good catch by Red Star. Because it is two different insides based off what I sent on what I got sent on Discord. I'm gonna pull it up on stream now. So I think we can say the vehicle is the same, but it's just the inside of the vehicle. Okay, so this is a flashback to Miranda. And now we're going to go forward a little bit. This is Tabitha looking inside of Miranda's vehicle. Yep. That's a good catch. You know, it may be a different timeline. Because remember, Miranda, when she was running through the forest, she was tackled by Smiley, but then Victor said that the man in yellow was munching on Miranda. And in my opinion, if the monsters get you, they're going to munch on you. If the man in yellow gets you, he's going to munch on you. I doubt that one would leave a carcass for the other. So yeah, this looks like it's somewhat similar, but different. It may even be different vehicles. Yeah, they're different vehicles. Because different vehicles could be different timelines. Because look, so the inside of this appears to be like material, like cloth. And this appears to be leather. And let's see, what else? I mean, the missing rear view mirror could be a thing, but I mean, I guess the vehicle hit something when it came in, because when backing up, there's some type of, maybe this is from Fatima taking her frustration out on vehicles. Maybe that's what caused it to be hit right there. And maybe that caused the rear view mirror to fall, which I doubt, but yeah, the doorknobs is a really big clue. And you know what? It's an entirely different door. So when looking at the doors, you see how the door has a cloth material, and you see how there's kind of like a pattern here. I mean, I don't know if this is reflecting off something, but it kind of appears this is the actual door having this type of pattern in it. And then when looking at Miranda's door, as far as the flashback, it seems like it's solid and smooth. Also, as if it's leather. And even the dashboard is different. So look at this dashboard, how it appears to be, I guess this is an exhaust, not exhaust port, but this is something for like air conditioning. And then there's nothing like that up here. This is a different vehicle. It may be, okay, y'all remember how, let me pull it up and show you all. Remember when Julie and Victor both came to or they both walked the town during or after the massacre, how it's like two different vehicles in the very front? It may be that kind of situation where it's different timelines. Like maybe Tabitha is remembering a vehicle and a life from a different timeline. Similar to how season 1, episode 9, when she's going up the steps of the lighthouse, how she's calling to Ethan and picking up his toys as if they live in the lighthouse. Okay, so there's supposed to be a tie. That does appear to be a tie. That also kind of appears to be maybe the top of maybe some type of bottle. And this may be, I don't know. Yeah, this is a completely different vehicle. Because you can even see right here, there appears to be some type of like screw there. There's no screws there. Another one here, none there. Yeah, this is a completely different vehicle. Even look at the knobs for the gear shaft. Miranda's knob appears to be smooth, and this one is like a more of a like an oval shape. A knob, a different type of knob. This is different vehicles. That might be the reason why we see her with this kind of like sandy brown hair. But the Miranda that we know, she has dark black hair. But then again, it's possible that maybe she dyed her hair or wore a wig or whatever, but this kind of appears to be two different Mirandas. And how often did they change clothes before the Talisman Stones? This might be two different Mirandas. So it could be that not everybody is entering the township from the same timeline. They need to go around to each other and ask, who was president when you came in? Who was president when you came in? Who won the Civil War where you're from? Because somebody might say, the South won, duh. Everybody knows that. And you're like, what? What? How many states are there where you're from? Duh. There's like 70 states. 70 states. Okay. So I've heard that too, Amanda, about Miranda running away with the kids because Henry was abusive. I mean, it would make sense. It would make sense. It would make sense. It would make sense. Samita says Christopher's car, her secret love. Not so. I did a video where I was thinking like maybe that maybe Miranda and Christopher knew about each other, and maybe they came into the township together. So the reason why we may not see any kids in this picture, a blooper, y'all. Okay. The reason why we don't see any children in this picture could be that Miranda could have been having something going on with Christopher and came into the township by herself. But this Miranda came into the township. No, I mean, because maybe this could be Henry stuff. See, you know what? Tabitha's gonna have to answer that. Okay, so Mel Ryan says that's why it's important that the Viewmaster shows the New World Trade Center tower. The slide comes after the pyramids. So Raul says the sticker on the pastor's car says 2023. I mean, Amanda's saying that those questions are too funny, but you really have to ask, like, hey, you know, you got to ask about 9/11, and somebody might be like, 9/11, what is that? I never heard of 9/11. What is that? Only thing I know about 9/11 is like 911 calling people on the phone. You're like, wait a minute, you never heard of 9/11, the terrorist attack in New York? What? New York has had a terrorist attack? You know, stuff like that would be important, because if people are coming from different timelines, then I don't know if that will help them go home, but that will help them learn more about the township, as far as this could be a nexus for connecting different timelines together. Because these are two different vehicles. It's more. Okay, y'all. I got too many windows open. Okay, we should be good now. Yeah, my bad, y'all. Okay, so bad news. So I gotta close the Discord thing because it's killing my computer. Let me close that down. All right, so we should be good. Yeah, so this is the reason why I didn't really I've stopped using Discord, because I can't really have Discord open while streaming because it's a drain on my computer. Right now, YouTube is saying not receiving enough, receiving enough stream to maintain a, saying that it's buffering or whatever. So if you're experiencing buffering, it's because I had too many windows open. So yeah, so I'll tell y'all what, like if you want to send me something, let me know, and then I'll go to Discord to look at like a picture or something. But as far as like dialogue, kind of have it in the chat, that way I can see it, and I'll just open up Discord to like view a picture, or open up email to view a picture, and then I'll close it and then get back to the 1,000,001 applications that I currently have open. Yeah, so I kind of agree with hi, I'm 3, unless something on the show tells us that Henry was Ike Turner or someone like that. I'm going to just say that maybe he became an alcoholic after he lost his family, and that's it. Because I imagine that if it was a situation where Henry was like mean to his family, Victor or Eloise would have drawn a picture, and then we could have had that discussion. Excuse me. I think that's how I'll kind of take it as far as that. I don't rule it out, but I'm going to give Henry the benefit of the doubt unless Victor says, you used to be mean when I was younger. Then I'd be like, oh, okay, uh-oh, Henry. You may have been a bad dude. You may have been a bad dude. Amita says, while Jade asks, what did you do for a living? Henry was like this while drinking. Well, Henry's been without his family for like at least 40 years. So I could understand him being a person who drinks right now. So I can give Henry grace for drinking right now just because he lost his family. But with these are two completely different vehicles. It's not just the knob, it's the entire vehicle is different. I mean, even looking at this right here, the front of the the inside of the steering wheel is completely different. And I imagine they're showing us this picture of Miranda in the vehicle to give us this image that this is what Miranda was doing, and she was in the same exact spot. Because look at the trees and stuff in the distance. It's not like she's driving in the city or in Maine where they come from. I mean, she's sitting there in her vehicle as if she's trying to figure out what's going on, as if she was in this vehicle in the same exact spot 40 years ago. But it's a completely different vehicle. She was sitting in a vehicle that seemed to be more luxury, whereas the vehicle that Tabitha's looking at with the cloth seats, cloth interior, is different than what Miranda had with the leather seats and leather interior. So this may be, in my opinion, a different timeline. So that's a good catch by Face Your Dig. Right, so Mel Ryan says it seems to be a newer model. Yeah, I agree. So Dave says maybe she escaped like Tabitha and is coming back. Could be. So Mita says, or maybe Miranda just didn't want that type of life for her kids. I don't dislike Henry, but Victor been traumatized enough. Well, back then, Victor was like 10 before being traumatized in the township. So, I don't know. Right. Tyshawn says it's too late now. Henry done drunk the blood. Yeah. Yeah, so Amanda's saying Henry lost his whole family at the same time and never knew if they were alive or not. The not knowing is worse than the knowing. For 30 to 50, for basically 30, 35 to 40 years, I might think I might take a drink too. Yeah. I mean, you lose both your kids and your spouse, and then the police think you did it. There's probably newspaper articles about you, and people are spreading rumors about you. And he stayed in the same house that whole time. So news reporters are coming, asking you questions, everybody blaming you. I wouldn't be surprised if it comes out that there was even maybe, like he was the prime suspect in the family disappearance. And after so much time has passed, sometimes they will declare someone to be deceased. But the show didn't really go down that angle. It just said they were missing. Yeah, so Amanda agrees with me. Whenever the police are looking for a missing suspect, even if you call the police are going to be looking at you because you're the spouse. You're suspect number one until you're not number one. And there's somebody else, and now you're number two. So just dealing with that, I would be drinking too. I mean, you're wanting to get answers, and then when you finally do get answers, it's supernatural stuff. And in my opinion, back then in America, people were not open-minded to supernatural stuff, and that's why you had the satanic panic in the 80s. Was it the 80s? I think it was the 80s. Like, you had that whole satanic panic. Because, it was early 1980s to the mid 1990s. And it was the whole satanic panic was because people really couldn't fathom dealing with supernatural stuff hurting people. Like now, if someone says, hey, I saw an alien down the street, or I saw a demon down the street, you'd be like, oh, okay. Well, they better not come to my house because I don't have any room. And if they are going to come, they need to start looking for a job to pay some bills. People now are more susceptible. Well, not susceptible. People now are more desensitized to the idea of alien, supernatural stuff, everything. You know, like right now, if an angel were to come to you and say, God wants you to do something, the response would probably be, well, okay, how much is he trying to pay me because I got these bills? That's going to be the response. I got these bills. I mean, I get it. He wants, imagine if Mary, Jesus' mother, was in 2026 and they find out she's going to be pregnant with a kid. Mary's going to be like, okay, if you want me to go to term and raise this kid, I'm going to need to see some zeros at the end of the paycheck. Yeah, how much are you trying to pay me? Because the Johnsons, who got a lot of money, they're paying surrogates like $100,000 to carry a baby, to be a surrogate, and you want me to be a nanny too? I'm gonna need at least $100K a year. I'm gonna have to be a stay-at-home mom. The angel's gonna be looking at you like, okay, I'm gonna go further into the past because y'all women in 2026, y'all talking about you want someone to pay your bills and take care of you. No, you're going to take care of yourself and this baby. Yeah, folks ain't going right now. People are not going in 2026. You know what? I don't even know how we got on this, y'all. We talking about this vehicle being different that Miranda's got, and now we're talking about Henry possibly doing stuff to his family, being a drunk, understandable. And now I'm saying that folks got to make 100K a year to carry Jesus if it's going to be something weird. All right, let's leave the weird stuff alone. Yeah, let's leave the Twilight stuff alone. All right, so 2 different vehicles, 2 different timelines. All right, so she's fussing with Victor. Victor wants to show Ethan the teeth. Show him the teeth. Tabitha's like, ain't no way. But he needs to see the teeth. All right, here comes Sophia. I was crossing my fingers hoping we would get a scene with Sophia and Boyd together. We got it. And that's when it seems like Sophia is trying to talk Boyd out of his plan. Like, isn't it kind of dangerous down there in the tunnels? We're going down there for the children's bones. Do you think the monsters are going to allow that to happen? I'm like, after seeing Sophia shooketh, after seeing Sophia and hearing Sophia shooketh, they need to be going down to the cave system tonight. If they got Sophia and Yellow shooketh, they need to get down there. Yeah, she was in there nervous with her arm cast on. Look at her. She's, let's just say Sophia was not Sophia in Yellow. Sophia, if you were a real woman or a real girl and not the man in yellow, ain't nobody finna ask you to go down there in no cave system. You and I both know this. Like telling you there's nothing you can do for us in this mission, just hang back. People would say, well, Spade, that's being a little bit judgmental because of how she looks. I'm going to say, well, what can she do? What's she going to do? No, you going to stay in Colony House with your prayers. We appreciate that. But, yeah, we need Fatima. We need Sarah, Elgin. We need people who are about that life. Yeah, so Sophia's coming in there all worried. And I think it's because whatever's in the tunnels, maybe the teddy bear's bones could be a part of her trophy collection. I'm thinking that what's underneath the rocks or boulders where Father Khatri was praying, I think they could release nightmares that may be more powerful and even troublesome to even Sophia in Yellow. And that could be what's going on. Because if there's nightmares in the forest, it's not guaranteed that Sophia would not be harmed by other people's nightmares. And that may be what it is. That maybe she may have looked over and saw the totems and was like, oh, okay, I'm gonna, yeah, once she may have not seen the totem when she first came in because he kind of had a position where you couldn't see it. So maybe when he pulled the totem out, she was like, oh, okay, I'm going to deploy Roger and punish you all to keep you all from wanting to go down there. Because she brings it out and she kind of gives a gulp. She's a little bit worried. So Sophia was big and bad, ripping out Jim's throat, but now looking at the totem, she's worried. I don't think obviously it can't be the worry for the monsters because the totem had no effect against the monsters. And the totem also stopped Roger when she deployed him. So it could be that they're making steps to be united. And that's really what the fear is people being united. How can they, as the man in yellow put, or Sophia put, when she was talking to the priest, how can they tear each other apart if they're united? So, and if you really don't know what I'm talking about, imagine, or not really imagine, think about the Bible and the story of the Tower of Babel. Just humor me for a moment. When it comes to the Bible and the Tower of Babel story, God saw that the people were united and they were building something that was reaching the heavens. And God said, let us, we don't know who the us is. Some people say Jesus, but it couldn't, I mean, my opinion is not Jesus, because Jesus would have been mentioned by name, similar to how he's mentioned by name in the New Testament. So whoever us are, maybe us could be other gods. But Jesus is not mentioned by name in the Old Testament. And as far as the Savior was actually believed to be Moses, who led the Israelites out of bondage in Egypt into the wilderness and then into the promised land, which is considered modern day Israel. Hence, that's why they were called Israelites. I digress. So, whoever us were, God went down to Babel to destroy the tower and scramble their languages, because working together was a no-no as far as God was concerned. And that might be how Sophia is taking it. That Sophia is afraid, not because of the totem, not necessarily them going into the cave system, because you go down there, you're going to be destroyed. But it may be people working together may be what the fear is. It's working together, and it would kind of make sense because in the past, the townspeople were all hiding every night. They were afraid. They were fearful. And now they seem to be confident. Boyd is a leader. Everyone seems to be on the same page as far as going home. I think that is what has Sophia afraid, is that people are working together and they're a collective. I think I saw a comment. Yeah, so Hyman 3, it's definitely referring to a collective of equals. Yeah. Okay, so Ang Peach 6711 says, look at the reflection of her glasses. It's computer screens. I mean, it could be in real life computer screens, as in you have a production team behind her, and that's how they're getting their shot. Because when it comes to these episodes, one scene may be shot like 9 different ways to get the different angles, and they edit it all together. So behind her could be computer screens, as in the production crew. It could also be from outdoors because it is daytime. I don't think that necessarily means computer screens, they're being watched, but there's no wrong answers. There's no wrong answers. There's no bad theories. So you are in the right place for that yoga stretch. You're in the right place. Yep, you're in the right place. So Dave Mills says, if the doll talismans can hurt the dolls, maybe the nightmare creature talismans can hurt them. Yeah, I mean, I think turning the talismans into tools that can actually cause damage, like taking a talisman stone and like how Randall was, they call it whittling, how he was whittling the face from the block of wood, making that face. I would sacrifice one talisman stone and have that. So this is Randall whittling. So the same way that Randall was whittling a block of wood and turning it into what appeared to be kind of like a face of one of like the totems, I would have him whittle down one of the talisman stones and turn it into something that can be a like a stabbing instrument or like a knife or whatever, or some type of blade. I would have Randall do that and see, does that work against the creatures? Only thing is, because the creatures are like one step ahead, you would have to put it at the end of maybe like a pole to like stab them, or perhaps lure the monsters somewhere and stab them. But because the monsters are one step ahead, I think it would be better for Fatima to develop the ability to perhaps control Smiley and have Smiley get stabbed or whatever to test it. Because like at the end of the episode, when Kenny was trying to stab the milkman creature or monster with the totem, all the monsters were standing by the doors where he was going to be able to run to if things didn't work out, and he was forced to go to the bus. So yeah, she genuinely seems worried when he starts telling her about the plan about stabbing the monsters. And I think it's the fear that they're working together, similar to the Tower of Babel story in Genesis in the Bible. And that's where the fear is. So I think she deployed Doll Roger, to attack the people in Colony House to hopefully get them to be more fearful and not want to work together. As in, the plan that we're coming up with is the reason why Roger was I guess reactivated and bust into Colony House was to punish us. And so when she hears the plan, she's like, oh, really? Okay. I got something for you. And Jade and Kenny.
Principles of what you know. What did you do before you got...
Yeah, Jade's asking about everybody's occupation. This is where Henry reveals, yeah, he was just a drunk. Or not a drunk, but someone who drinks. And this is where Sophia, she's looking for a particular egg. She smells it and she's going to put it on Roger to awaken him. And this is where we have the scene from the trailer where Elgin says that everything happens for a reason. And Julie's like, so you being mutilated is a part of the plan? And then she even sips tea like she's about to throw some shade. So you being mutilated is a part of the program. Believers will say yes. Believers will say yes. It is a part of the program. This is a part of God's plan. This is my test and my testimony. I was mutilated because it was my fault. Now in this situation, it is Elgin's fault, sorta. But yeah, Elgin might be the one believer that I'm like, yeah, this was a part of the plan, and the plan was for you to fail. That's what the plan was once you started to go rogue, keeping Fatima in the root cellar. But then again, now that Fatima has this ability to connect with Smiley, this might have been a good idea. Maybe this is a part of the Kimono's plan, is to give people a way to go home. Maybe this was the path. Maybe it wasn't just a you give birth, you go home. Maybe it's a series of steps. So yeah, he sacrificed an eye and now he can see. Yep, it's all part of the plan. Yeah, Henry, this is where he has the vision of what I believe is an alternate timeline. So people were saying that this is the ballerina, not the ballerina. The ballerina's played by one actress, the doctor's played by another. I could accept that this could be an actress hired to be the doctor who looks like the ballerina to resemble that they're the same character but two different timelines. Possible. But we get a Victor who appears to have never went into the township. But there's no Eloise or Miranda, so this also could be a version of Victor who escaped the township and never went back. So House of Mystic says, did you see the changing clocks in the sheriff's office? They have been changing since season 1. Well, I mean, so I saw that in Discord. I mean, when you think about it, okay, the clocks that, even if they're battery powered, I mean, even though they said the clock stopped, maybe the same energy that powers the buildings, maybe it also periodically powers the clocks. So Eddie says if Fatima tries to take control of Smiley, she needs to be locked up because the element of surprise is gone. Well, that's just it. If she can control Smiley and control him for a long period of time, she can have Smiley tell the monsters something that will have the monsters somewhere else. Let's say to have them focus on Colony House and focus on the township while everybody else is in the root cellar. So so they could have a small like hunting party in the root cellar with a talisman stone up waiting for it to get dark. And then they go into the back room of the root cellar and then go down the hatch into the cave system through the tunnels and everything. So while the monsters are at Colony House and at the township doing their whole pattern thing, Fatima can be controlling Smiley to have them do that so that the people who do go into the cave system won't run into any monsters. And maybe they may go down there and run into Eloise. Or run into something where they find the bones, they take the bones to burn or bury the bones in the future. So Amanda's saying Discord members said the same clocks times are changing. They could be. Like we know the clocks had stopped. I mean, stopping at different times would make sense, but if they're all, I mean, they should all stop at the same time unless they stop but periodically start or something. I don't know. That is interesting as far as the clocks, though. So this is when Jade wakes Henry up from his vision. Or he woke Henry up from the vision. He thought maybe it was something in Henry's glass that he had drunk. I thought maybe he was going to see the blood, but nope, no cigar. Sarah wants to join the party.
Tonight is your night on. You go down into those tunnels, that's when I'll need you.
Okay. I'm hoping that Sarah goes into the tunnels, and the monsters do not attack Sarah because of the voices. Maybe even Elgin goes down there with them, and the monsters are about to get Sarah and or Elgin. Maybe the kimono woman comes out and saves Elgin and tells the monsters no. The same way Fatima told Smiley stop, maybe the kimono woman will stop the monsters, and Sarah and Elgin and everybody else will be able to go to the other end of the red door, open it up, go through safely, close it, and then the monsters can't follow. But then again, I think that when they do that, while they're down there, they trigger something that awakens or releases something. And so while they unlock the door and close it and put a talisman stone, the door is open, and whatever is down there has been awakened and can now go into Colony House and cause a massacre. And maybe that will be what Martin was telling Boyd as far as there's darkness in the forest, nightmares you couldn't nightmares you couldn't imagine, things you were never meant to see. Maybe that's when we'll finally get it, and that might be season 5. Yeah, so Eddie says maybe Fatima opened something that was probably not available before. I don't know. Yeah, Eddie was saying everything lies. I think Fatima being pregnant is what gave her this link to Smiley. But if Fatima is able to do that with all the monsters, then I would say, yeah, maybe it was something unlocked before that she didn't have access to. Maybe even the golem. Maybe the golem can amplify the ability to go not just controlling and affecting Smiley, but other people. And this is when Sophia says time to have some fun, smashes the egg onto Roger, getting ready to activate him. They getting ready to close up for tonight, and look who show up. Look who show up. That right there should raise suspicion. When they say, well, what all has been different in Colony House? Well, Sophia did spend the night. Ever since Sophia has come into town, there's been a lot of crazy stuff to happen. So, you know what? Julie should reverse Uno, or Uno reverse that onto Sophia. Ever since Una came into town, there have been giant dolls. There's been the Roger doll. Stuff's been going crazy since you came into town, just to see how Sophia would react. So Michelle says, this plan B? So Mike says, Sarah bringing up her past crimes was kind of obvious. Yeah. It may be a sacrifice, or it may be a fake out like we got, or like we received with Kenny. Oh, so Michelle says this B word. Yeah, Sophia. I'm tired of Sophia. I'm sick of Sophia. This is like, we're going on to episode 8, and we're still with this whole Sophia stuff. Episode 8 is this Sunday, and they're still dealing with Sophia. So Sophia wants to stay because of Boyd and her plan. As in, I guess, if you think about it, it's almost as if she's trying to say she didn't want to open the door and help out Kenny. So they're getting ready. All right, getting ready. It's time. It's that time. The monsters are getting in position. So just to kind of give y'all a little bit, before Kenny even begins to go outside, before Boyd even opens the door, the monsters are already in position. They are already in position, waiting on Kenny. Kenny gets outside. See, already in position. Already in position. Everywhere that he can go, every exit has been blocked off except for the bus, as if they wanted him to go onto the bus. No, you know what? We gotta capture the milkman in his rare form. Every exit blocked off. Grandma's giving that fake wave.
Just kidding.
Oh! You know what? That is one of the hilarious parts of the entire series. Yeah, got him. Got him.
Got him! Got him!
Yeah. Wow, Red Star's hating on Ellis. Plenty of people, including Ellis, not doing enough. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. So Kenny realizes no effect, nowhere to run, but he goes on to, he goes on to the bus. Uh-oh, Spaghetti-O. Who that man is. That is one hell of an entrance, besides being in the cave when Kenny ran into Boyd, episode 1 of the season. But this is one hell of an entrance. I think Smiley is the leader. So Smiley's like, not so fast. Not so fast. Yeah. Kenny gets to the roof of the bus. I thought Kenny was going to be a goner. Last stand.
Oh no. I killed your father, you know.
No, well, Michelle, I gotta add to that. Really, Fatima did that. Fatima saved Kenny. So Red Star says Smiley definitely did that just to give Kenny false hope he could make it. Yeah. Yeah, Michelle says he did not look scared. Yeah. I think Kenny being brave has improved himself as a character. Yeah, Kenny kept his cool.
He made such funny noises. Do you make funny noises?
Smiley was like, WTF happened to my scary face. Yeah. I thought Kenny was going to be a goner, y'all. I thought Kenny was donezo. Yeah. Fatima's new ability and upgrade revealed. Yeah. So here's, and then, Kenny pushed past him and knocked him off the bus. So here's one part that's odd. Okay, so this is the scene with Fatima, right? So next scene. So you got Elgin. He's chilling on the couch, right? Elgin is chilling on the couch. There's a guy sounding the alarm before Roger or Doll Roger comes through the door. See, the alarm is being sounded before Roger comes through the door. I thought that was kind of odd. I really don't have a theory for that. I think maybe the actor did it too soon. Because I guess that's some type of, I don't know what that is. I guess that's to lock the a way to kind of, I guess, have an alarm up for the top part of the door. But the alarm, the bell was being rung before Roger came in. Maybe it's the same way with season 1, how you had someone look out of the window like Runner on the Hill. Maybe that's what happened, is that Doll Roger was making his way from the tool shed into Colony House, and someone saw it and said, hey, ring the alarm. And we just didn't see that part of the episode. Maybe they cut that part out. So Red Star says they can see outside the windows, but usually the windows or the blinds are the windows are covered because of the monsters. So usually the windows are covered and you have to look outside. Like how they did with season 1. Oh, they can see outside the side windows? Okay. So Michelle says maybe they have a lookout. I think they do have. I think that probably is it. Like they have somebody who looked out. They just didn't show that on that part of the episode. So Amanda says, I still say Smiley needs to get his humanity back as part of the answers throughout the beginning. That would be nice. Or maybe Fatima will be able to read his mind and see his thoughts, or hear his thoughts and see things in his mind. And maybe she will be able to see more of what she was able to get a glimpse of while she was giving birth to Smiley. Okay, so Eddie says the duty watch stander or someone on duty watch probably saw it. Okay. So yeah, Roger came in. Paula thought her friend was still in there. Nah, Paula. No, Patty, your face. I'm surprised you haven't learned that you can't trust nothing. So Patty lost half her face to the dolls, and she's thinking that she's going to reason with Roger the doll. Wow. Yeah. You're not going to reason with anything. And now, yeah, Patty is more scarred than she was before. So she was Two-Face. She went from Two-Face to now the rest of her face has been damaged emotionally.
Emotional damage.
Yeah, so half her face was burned. The other part of her face was hurt emotionally with emotional damage that she could not get to Roger. So Elgin saved you. So you owe Elgin a beer. Patty, you owe Elgin a beer. That's what you owe Elgin. So if you've been cracking jokes on Elgin, he lost his eye, he's one-eyed Jack. No, Patty. You need to apologize to Elgin and get that man a beer. So Michelle says Patty is bat crazy. Yeah, she is. Yeah, Elgin for the win. You know, I has everybody seen episode 7? I didn't even say spoiler alert before going through the episode. Has everybody seen episode 7 so far? Because I know outside the continents of USA, people have been saying that when it comes to season 4, they're just now seeing like episode 3. So sorry about that. So Mel Ryan says I need to go. Okay, see you next time. So I hope everybody has seen episode 7. I just spoiled it without saying spoiler alert. I gotta ask these things. I keep assuming that everybody has MGM Plus and we're all like caught up on the episodes. Who he dragged down the stairs? Who did he drag down the stairs? The dude who's ringing the alarm? He might be dead. He was ringing the alarm and he held on to that bell. He held on to that bell. Yep. He held on to that bell. He did his job, then got dragged. Yeah. So Amanda says it seemed like Roger was Roger, woke up and freaked out and went home for help. Could be. Well, okay, if this guy survives and he is not injured, I could say, well, maybe Roger did wake up, freaked out, and then he went home for help. But if this guy is taking a dirt nap, I don't know. It may be why they're burning Roger episode 8. Like, just simply putting him in the tool shed is not enough. You got your whole body needs to go away. Okay, so Red Star says, I think I saw him okay in the back. Roger still is on fire. So, yeah. Roger is still on fire. Yeah. So Amanda says, or he was Roger, but has some unconscious influence on top of freaking out. Yeah, could be. Could be. Could be. And Sophia, the puppet master, looking on, happy and impressed with her work. Okay. There it is. There it is. There it is. There it is. So that is season 4, episode 7. We cracked jokes and everything. So y'all, I think the next live we'll do will be Friday, 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll make it Friday. And if I do a research stream, I'll email out and, we'll put it in the Discord and all that. So, yeah. So, I think that about wraps it up. And bad news, no chit chat after this. I think I'm going to call it a night and, of course, maybe eat dinner and watch the NBA Finals. I'm going to go and check it out. So, no chit chat. If anybody wants to keep the conversation going, the Discord link has been pinned to the top of the chat. Everybody, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining me. I appreciate it. That is season 4, episode 7. We'll come together again, or I'll go live again this Friday. I think it may end up just being a research stream, but I'll let y'all know. I'll send out the details of all that or whatever. So yeah, wild episode, wild stream. Yeah, thank you. Good night, everybody. Thank you. I appreciate it. And so yeah, keep the conversation going in the Discord. Link is pinned to the top. Thanks for watching. Go forth, do great things, and we are out. Peace.